Yo, what's good YouTube? Anti-Yami here, back with another video, and today's video I would like to announce that, excuse me, that I got my invite already at the next, or the latest regionals that happened on yesterday. So, super excited for that. So, I get to play fun decks for the rest of the format and just try out different things or whatever. I will definitely still try hard at like case tournaments and OTSs and whatever, try to get the best. But I would try to do it with more like fun decks and stuff like that. So I will play some meta, but I also play things that can compete with the meta. So very exciting. So without further ado, let's go ahead and hop into the deck list, which is actually the exact same deck list I took to Nats. So shout outs for me in the first or 14th place and X2, and yeah, let's hop into it. Alright, this is my entire deck list right here, literally the exact same thing. If you wanted to see the deck profile done card by card, you can check out my latest YouTube video. But here, I just have my deck kind of all spread out, so if you guys want to take a quick glance over it, of course the Yubel engine is like right here. And then of course you got the Dark Beckoning Beast package here. Then you got your Unchained package here. Then, of course, you got your Fiendsmith package here. So, basically, 4 packages working really well together. And then you got your 12 non-engine slots in the form of board breakers. Of course, you have your extra here and here. And then, of course, we got our side deck here, too, as well. So, I guess instead of going over, like, an entire deck profile, I can kind of, like, go over some of my, like, choices and things of that nature, and I guess I'll showcase how I side deck in this deck, cards that I normally cut, and things of that nature. I won't go into any combos because the combos in this deck are very complicated. There's a lot of good 1-card, 2-card combos and stuff like that we can go over, but no, we're not going to do all that because I can do that in a separate video if you guys care. Just let me know in the comments down below if you guys want me to go over like spreadsheet combos and how I play through like interruptions, how I play through like certain hand traps, because this deck can play through like 3 to 4 hand traps. It's actually insane, like Droll Ash, Imperm Nib, like all that stuff. Like I even got Shifter twice versus Tenpai in round 7 and I still won 2-0. So like if you guys want tutorials on stuff like that, please let me know and I'll try to fulfill in the comments down below. But yeah, so just going over the side deck, the cards that perform at this regionals, which is an 8-round regionals. I went X2 rounds 2 and 3. I lost the tier and Snake Eye Fiendsmith. The tier player 2-0'd me because he literally just had everything. He went first, I couldn't break his board, and then I went first, and he hand trapped me 3 times, with one being Mode Shot me, one being Havness, the other one being Druid's Worm. And then when I still made a board, he Dropless Lightning Stormed me. So, like, it was crazy. So, yeah, shout out to that guy. But I did not draw a single Bestial at all. So, that's quite, like, whatever. I drew DD Crow. DD Crow was very impactful in a ton of matchups, but it definitely like won me a game versus Drytrons, which I played in round 1 actually. So very impactful there, but it also came in other scenarios and other matchups and stuff like that. So yeah. Imperms were insane. Very good card. Played against, like, of course, the Snake Eye Fiendsmith deck. You played against, I tried to decide these cards into the Yubel matchup because I think Ash does a better job of, like, hand trapping them. And, of course, you still play the Mo Charmies and stuff like that. But I typically side in the Bestials, the Ash, and the Charmies in the mirror match. And no Imperms. Imperms are cool, but it's not the most impactful. So I decided to play cards that are a little bit more impactful. So that's that. And then, of course, Rivalries of the Warlords. Didn't even see it. I did side in, of course, versus Snake Eye Fiendsmith, and I think versus Sprites. But other than that, I never drew it. And yeah, don't really need the card, honestly. I mean, my deck goes first, no problem. So, but yeah, so I guess I'll talk about how I side deck versus Snake Eyes, right? Because it's very weird. So when going first, the cards I typically always side out like immediately is I take out these cards because these don't do anything going first. So these are the first 4 cards I play in. And typically what they turn into is that like I'll put in the rivalries of the warlords, and then I'll put in like Imperm, right, as like my first options. This is usually how I go first versus Snake Eyes. It's nothing like crazy. I mean, I still have the full engine here. Like Snake Eyes can't really break this board anyway. I've yet to have like lost because I full comboed at all. Like once you full combo, you pretty much win in his deck. It's just how it is. I mean, of course, you can play through like certain hand traps, and if they hand trap you and you still end on a full combo, or just even like a half board, you still win because they hand loop themselves for like 2. And then, yeah, you just pop off from there. So, like, this is all I side in going first versus Snake Eyes. That's it. This is the 4 cards I take in and the 4 cards I take out. Now, if I'm going second, my side deck patterns get a little strange. But this is how I typically side deck for going first versus Snake Eyes. So, or going second versus Snake Eyes. So, I put in, of course, these stay in. I put in triple Ash Blossoms, and then I put in the Mo Chummies. And I do not side these cards in. Typically I could, and I think it depends on the certain situations, how I feel. A lot of the times you could probably get away with like doing like this. The problem is Ash kind of hurts them in some areas, like when they go Snake Eye Ash effect. You can like Ash them on that, or you can Ash the original, which is very impactful. Yes, they can go Hida and take your Ash Blossom, but like, I mean, are we really scared of them taking Ash Blossom off of Hida? Like, all it does is go into like either a Prythian Princess, which is like whatever, they're gonna go into that card anyway, or it goes into Celine, and Celine opens up Appaloosa. So like, I feel like their inboard is still a lot weaker if you didn't Ash them. So I typically just stick with this, and then I just use board breakers to break everything out. I use these cards more in a mirror match than I do in the Snake Eye match. I don't think it's that impactful because they can still make a board even if you cut them off of the Fiendsmith stuff, because you still lose the Snake Eye portion. So these 10 cards are here. And the cards I typically take out, and it's going to be very strange, so bear with me. So I take out 1 each of the Dark Rulers because you're replacing, you want to have like a big mix of like board breakers and hand traps, but you want to mostly focus on hand traps because again, the deck works really well with hand traps. I take out the Thrust because Droll and Lockbird is very popular in this format. And if you do something like Activate Throne and then they don't negate anything, then you're going to most likely get drawn Lockbird, which happens all the time during the regionals. So I cut these cards out going second because I don't want to play in the draw harder, because there's been times where I will activate Fill Spell, I will have Thrust, and then I will get drolled and Thrust is dead. So I didn't want to have that in my deck going second, even though it seems very good, of course, but you know, whatever. Sometimes I'll take out 1 to 2 talents. I'll take out like maybe 1 to 2 droplets, and then some of the stuff in the main deck I always take out is that, or engine, is that I take out the chamber. This doesn't really do anything on the follow-up. You rather set the escape. So if you make, you know, break their board and you make a semi board, escape is a lot better than chamber. So yeah, I cut the chamber a lot. Unfortunately, I keep all the Unchained breaks in, so yeah, all the Unchained cards stay intact. Sometimes I'll take out a prison because it does play into draws sometimes. So that's a card that sometimes I take out, but I've probably done it once out of Nats and regionals. I usually cut Dark Beckoning Beast because these spell cards are typically better under draw than Dark Beckoning Beast, because you summon Dark Beckoning Beast, search opening, you get drawed. You can't activate opening because these cards are mandatory searches, so that means you can't even activate it. But you rather activate circle or opening, Surge Dark Beckoning Beast, you get drolled. Now you still can normal summon Dark Beckoning Beast, and you can still activate the discard one, summon one from the graveyard effect. So it's just a lot better into droll. So yeah, whatever. I cut out one Squirmer because I play 2. The Yubel stuff stays in there, and I cut a Terraforming because because of droll. So all this stuff I cut for going second, and I kind of like make judgments on what I want to take out. But these are like typically the cards I take out for Snake Eyes. Again, each matchup I do stuff slightly different based off of just experience and playing the deck. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So there's 13 cards here I usually side out, and I put in these 10. Sometimes if I'm really feeling it, and I'm feeling it sometimes, these are 13 cards you could take out. You could put in more hand traps, so you could put in the 3DD Crows if you're really trying to like, hand trap. But I haven't solved this in particular, but like this is kind of like how I will approach like side decking. It's more of a feeling, but typically these 13 cards come out, these 13 cards come in, or I do 10 and 10. Just depends on how I'm feeling, right? And how they're playing and how they comboing and stuff like that, and whatever. But yes, all right. But yes, guys, thank you guys for watching. If you guys want more Unchained, Fiendsmith, Yubel stuff and information, feel free to let me know. And with all that being said, see you guys in next. Peace.